Alright, let's get this footer done, and then we'll be all done with the home page. So let's as always, let's start in Inspect Tools, and we'll go down to the footer tag. And first of all, we know, let's go back and take a look, that it's got this background color of a greenish. Background, and it's that color there. That looks good. And then I also know that we want the text align center. Perfect. Okay, so let's do that, and then we're also going to play around with the logo image to get that back down to the right size. Okay, so we said footer is going to have a background okay, perfect. So let's take a look at that logo. So if we go to our index.html, remember at the top when we did the header and we gave the div class logo? So we want to reuse that, but only part of it, if that makes sense. So let's look at our styles, and if we go to our logo, you see that we've got the class of logo floating left, which we don't want to happen in the footer. But we do have the class logo image with the right width. So we just want to make sure that this class logo float left does not apply. And I'll show you how to do that now. So here we had header, div class logo, header. So we're going to add another div around div class logo. So let's save that and take a quick look. So it's floated it to the left, and of course that's messed up our document flow as well. So we want to get rid of that float left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this has a class of logo and a class of footer. So then we go into our styles. We're going to say class of logo and footer, float none. Perfect. That is exactly what we were aiming for. Okay, so the other couple things we want to do, we want to add some padding. We want to change the color of the text to white. So let's do that in our footer. All right, perfect. Another thing that I have just noticed is all the paragraph font needs to be changed to a sans serif font. So if you see here, the paragraph font is sans serif versus a serif font. So I'm going to do this all the way at the top of the styles, just under the heading, and I'm going to say P. So all paragraph text is going to have a font family of sans serif. So that has fixed everything except our lists. So we want to target that as well. So if we say, let's see if this is the right place to do it. Yes, perfect. Okay, so here we're going to say not just paragraph, but also lists. And there we go. And then it looks like it's on both lists as well. Okay, so now that we have the footer done, we have the 3 sections done, the header is done, you've got your home page completely finished. You should be very impressed with yourself. You should be very proud. You have just custom coded a home page from scratch using HTML and CSS. So yes, you should be very proud of yourself. Now, there is another step, and that is going to be coding and adding the styles to the About page. So we have the basic format already in here from when we did the HTML, but the styles are not in there. So my challenge to you is I would like you to do the About page all by yourself. Now, don't freak out. The final version of the files are going to be available to you. So you have access to the final files, so you can always take a look if you need a bit of help to get you through. However, I'm going to give you a bit of a steer. So let's take a look at the final About page that you want it to look like. So the header and the footer are exactly the same. So you're just going to duplicate that code across. The section 1, where it says About Julia, or whatever name you would like to use, that is very similar to section 1. It just doesn't have the divider or the second set of navigation. Now, if we look at section 2 on the About page, there's only 2 sections, section 1, section 2. It's kind of a combination of section 2 and section 3 on the home page, because we've got a background image and then we've got the image on the left and the text on the right. So you're going to want to add the image, which is in the Images folder, and then you're going to want to code this so that it sits just right in that wrap. So there we go. That is the challenge. Over to you. If you have any questions as you're going along, give me a shout. You can send me an email, or if you're in the Facebook group, you can ask in there. And as I said, you have access to the final code files of day 5, so you could always take a look at those if you're struggling and you need some help. But I think I've gone on long enough for day 5. I know it's been a very long day. You've had 3 videos, but we've been pulling everything that you've learned together all into one day. So we've taken everything we learned with HTML and the static coding that we did with our index.html file, and then everything that you learned with CSS, we have applied it to that HTML that you learned. So hopefully that's been worthwhile. It's been a pleasure having you. I hope you learned a lot, and at the end of the day, I really hope you loved it, because I love it. I think it's magical. If you want to keep learning after you have done these 5 days, if you've gotten the code bug, then check out WordPress Rockstar, where I take you from, even if you're a novice to WordPress, if you've never done anything with it, I will show you all the steps, all the tools, all the skills, and everything to become a WordPress Rockstar. Thanks very much.